Kate today?
Today sucked.
Good.
No water. Welcome back to Can You Not? We've reached a very scary yet kind of relieving point in time in that by the time we air this episode, tomorrow will finally be the end of this terrible 2016 American election season.
You better have voted. If you didn't vote, you better go away. We're not friends anymore.
And if you haven't voted, if you're listening to this on the Monday, release it. There's still time. Get out there and vote, please.
You got 2 days. Vote.
You better vote. I will hunt you down.
And don't write in my name. As much as you may want to vote for me, because I think...
Nobody was going to write in your name.
I think probably a lot of people were going to do that,
No.
but I thought I'd just kind of warn people so that, it doesn't seem like a wasted vote or something. As much as I'm flattered, I will not accept this nomination, just in advance, just in case this happens. All right, thank you guys. So today's episode, we are talking about the election season. We did this back in, I don't even remember when. It felt so long ago. I think it was last November, December, but we thought we'd give kind of an update on what's going on. What are our thoughts? With this election, which I can't imagine anybody listening is not familiar with all the craziness that has happened this election, but it's been a roller coaster. I worry that we will be desensitized in the future now because of this election, because I even look back at like stuff that happened in the 2012 election, the 2008 election, and the scandals, quote unquote, of things that happened at that time were like seem so minimal now. You feel like you hear 15 of those a week this time around. And I guess my question to you both, and the thing that I'm worried about, is have we reached a point where this insanity, these like name calling, these racist and flat, just like all this crazy stuff that has happened, is this normalized now? In the future, are we just gonna always have, no matter who the candidate is, like, is it always just going to be this circus act from now on? Or is that just a factor of the 21st century popping up that we can never go back from? I don't know. That's the question I'm posing.
Well, that kind of worried me too, because like so many crazy things, like you said, like things that have happened that people are kind of like passing off as like had a past Republican candidate said some of the crazy things that Donald Trump said, and for the race to still be this close. Then some of the things that have come out about the emails, like, like it's kind of scary, the fact that like people just pass these things off like, oh, well, that was the past, or oh, well, like,
yeah.
What does he have, or what do they have to do to, I don't know.
I mean,
just like, what would swing this election? What?
Trump said it himself back in February or whatever. He's like, I could shoot somebody in the street and no one would care, or something like that.
I think this is multifaceted. Okay, the first thing I just want to say in response to something you said is that the email thing is not really a big deal.
And it's been dragged on and on.
You can find articles about it, and they explain that a lot of the stuff that is considered quote unquote classified either wasn't classified at the time, so she didn't even know about it. She didn't do it. She didn't have the email server to purposefully avoid documentation or record keeping. They actually, she gave them the work emails that should be documented for the government, and lots of people have their own servers, and then they compared it to the rate of people who do work for the government also have more than one email. It has to do with device capability. It's easy to send an email from your phone, and you can't do that with the government email. It's multifaceted, and it's really not that big of a deal, I guess. But I think a lot of the problem with what's happening right now is that people are accepting it, and now all this garbage has been turned up and it's on the surface, and now they have been given credibility. So on one hand, I would like to say that there are people who actually take politics seriously, and they're political humans, and the Republican Party is looking at this going, how do we stop this from ever happening again? And then I trust in our flawed system where they will be able to stop somebody else crazy from running like this.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, if like we have a contestable amount of population who believe in all the garbage that Donald Trump is blowing out of his mouth hole, like that's scary.
Yeah.
So if they want this, I feel like they're gonna keep pushing for stuff.
Well, especially since they never... These people apparently were always there. I guess I just never realized how big that group of people were.
I feel like they never had a person running for president who took them seriously.
Yeah.
Like
it wasn't socially acceptable to say these things out loud.
Yeah,
now he flipped open the rock, and now all the roaches are crawling out.
Right.
You know?
And I'm not saying I don't like it when people say that everybody who supports one candidate or another is stupid, because I don't think that's true. Even in the case of Trump, I don't think that's true. But that is so much to overlook.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, how do you overlook, like, video or audio evidence, listening to all the things that he said?
Yeah.
Like, how can people just overlook those things and just go, oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Can
people say that, you know, yeah.
Can you imagine if a tape had come out with Romney saying, grab him by the pussy? Or Reagan, or, you know, like any well-respected Republican. But,
Obama would have got torn apart.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And then they'd pull the whole racist side of, like, well, he's just a black man trying to chase after all these women and stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
and it's also, like, I don't know, this country as a whole, I feel, like, I mean, the population does a really bad job at being informed, and they do a really bad job at politics. There are countries that require you to vote, or at least require you to register to vote, and there are fines, or like they're not steep penalties, but there are penalties if you don't. Some of them it's if you don't register, and some of them it's if you don't vote, because it's really important. And I feel like if the United States did something like that, then maybe people would feel slightly obligated to research stuff, so that way they could show up and vote.
Yeah, and make an informed decision. Right,
and like people just don't care. Like it blows me away how many people don't vote. It blows me away. That's the only way for democracy to work is if people show up and vote. And, you know, here we are, so something's going wrong. And I feel like part of it has to do, not all of it, but part of it has to do with all the people who just don't show up.
Yeah. And I think we talked a little bit about this when we talked about the Electoral College last year.
Oh, man,
But, like...
what is the Electoral College?
But, you know, you can say, like, well, you know, these higher-up people technically have the right. But once again, like, kind of like we were saying, they're going to follow the people's will. You know, these people don't... If they see that a candidate is wildly more popular than the other one, then they're going to support that because they don't want to be against the tide. They're too afraid of losing the position that they have, you know? It's the same thing like we were kind of saying once again before, like how social justice issues get moved. It doesn't get moved because everyone has a change of heart. It's because politicians see that people actually care about it and they don't want to lose their jobs. So that's how I see it most of the time anyway.
Capitalism sucks. Democracy is clearly failing us.
I mean, I don't get it. Like, if anyone else did the things that Donald Trump does or said any of those, it would be political suicide.
Yeah. That's why I thought, remember back in September or October of last year when he said, like, we're having Mexicans who are rapists and stuff like that. I thought, okay, he's done.
Now.
It's over. Yeah. It's over. And that was, little did I know. Little did I have any idea.
It's like the further he's gone, the worse it's gotten. Yeah. Like, would he have gotten this far had the audio tape came out before the primary?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if you think about it, he's still a lot better. Well, not, but I don't want to say he's a lot. Oh my gosh. It's just like every Republican candidate this year. Like,
I had respect for some of them because I feel like there were certain people I think that who were in the race who at least had reasonable positions, but those people weren't exciting to an audience.
No,
every once in a while, I remember that, what was her name, Carly Fiorina.
Mm-hmm.
She was like talking to people about abortion or something, and she brought this class of kindergartners on the stage without their parents' permission to show them what people would lose if they got an abortion. And sometimes I think about that.
Oh boy.
Or like
That's
Jeb Bush.
Yeah, I will say though, like, as ridiculous as Jeb Bush was, I think the guy actually, if you looked at his economic policies and stuff, he actually had some legitimate things, unlike people like Trump and Cruz and stuff, who literally had no idea what they were even doing with this. Like,
he was like their only hope,
yeah,
as far as I saw.
And when he lost,
Clinton, like when Trump won, I was like, yeah, all right, we're gonna win it. And
it keeps
I'm kind of hoping that the Republican vote gets split between King Trump and
King Trump
and Johnson. What's his first name?
I thought it was gonna be between Trump and McCain.
Oh, Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson. Did you see the video of Gary Johnson pretending to have a heart attack?
Yeah, I'm like, this dude is nuts.
Dude, I think that's the greatest thing that guy's done so far from this election.
He just doesn't care.
From what I heard, like, who is it? Is it Rob Portman or somebody? No, John Kasich is writing in John McCain or something like that.
John Kasich is another person who I think he's very, very flawed. I still have respect for him because he has a certain level of professionalism and willing to like debate and talk things out, unlike I think a lot of other things on the side. But
I don't even remember what your topic was anymore.
I was just talking about do you think it's permanently destroyed?
Dude, probably. We live in the internet age. We just want to be entertained.
Yep. I mean, like, will Trump run again if he loses? That's a horrifying.
I remember seeing a thing where even people who disagree with Trump engages people's brains in a way.
Yeah. And
it makes them pay attention.
As a African American young man.
Wait, you are?
Right.
Whoa.
In the city of Cleveland, I, much like a lot of people with similar background, listen to Z1079.
Nice.
And on Z1079, they've been playing these Ben Carson commercials that absolutely kill me. They are the funniest commercials in history. Basically, Ben Carson says a whole bunch of bad stuff about Hillary Clinton, whether it's about her aborting children after they're born or whatever. And then it goes, Ben Carson supports Donald Trump because why not?
Wait, it seriously says because why not?
Yeah. Well, we don't have anything else to lose. And it basically, to me, is saying if Ben Carson's dumbass supports Donald Trump, your dumbass should too. And it just absolutely kills me.
I do remember, I think Amber's pulling up the Ben Carson
He had a rap ad?
Oh my God, he had a rap ad?
You don't remember this?
This is like 2 minutes long.
This was before he did not get the nomination. It's like...
Oh, a rap ad for himself?
Yeah.
A rap ad aimed at African American, but this is like a 2-minute long thing, and I just want it. Oh, wait. I think I found it.
Yeah, that's it. You found it. I mean, that's not him rapping, but...
Oh my God.
I'm done. I can't. It hurts. That was so bad. It hurt me.
Ben Carson, like, he attacked black people voting for Obama because they said they voted for him because he was black. And now he wants black people to vote for whoever he chooses because he's black. It's like, hey, we're all black. Let's do this thing together.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Somebody just made a rap sensual. Who's Lena Dunham?
Oh,
I don't even know. She made a thing, and it's called Sensual Pantsuit, and it's for Hillary Clinton, and it's a rap video.
Yeah, she did it with Funny or Die.
Sensual Pants.
Yeah, it's intentionally comedic.
I just kind of want to...
Lena Dunham is very problematic. She's a very problematic person.
Right? Do you guys know Lena? How do you know Lena?
This is also like a 3-minute video.
I just want to see the thing.
Fight for justice since the age of 15. And he did it in a man's world. Shatters glass, feeling
Oh, I stopped caring. That was fun.
Wow.
Lena Dunham is the one who, like, I don't know, like in her autobiography, she mentioned that she was like, she like fingered her little sister or something like that, was trying to joke about it, and everyone's like, really? And she's like, oh, you know, it's like when you, I'm like, no, that's not really okay at all. And like, her show is also kind of problematic. She like tries to be very feminist and like anti-conformatism, but she ends up kind of like I said, just being like really, really, really problematic.
Using shock factor is always scary if you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't know where lines are.
Ad to play it for you,
I was
Please
looking
do.
for it just now and I couldn't find it.
Is
Yeah, the
this
thing
it?
with Ben Carson, well, with a lot of these people too, is what frustrates me is these were the people who were calling Trump out when they were going against him.
Well, but then they
And
all
are
didn't
now
all
just
sign a
conceding.
thing, and it said that they would vote for him if he was
I'm sure
the
some
person.
of them did.
And then I feel like part of it is that like the Republican Party isn't just something you can run in for funsies. Like you're in the Republican Party, and if the Republican Party, which is your party, tells you you have to support this candidate,
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of something.
I mean, the same thing happened with Clinton too, right? Like that's why Bernie never had a serious chance, is because it was pretty much decided within the party that this is who we're going with. You know, so like,
Yeah.
and I don't.
Meanwhile, the Republican Party was panicking. God, please, not this.
Please no. But at this point, you either get the people who are just going along with it and will say anything to defend him and don't have a leg to stand on, or you get the
Right.
decent people who are actually saying, no, you can't, I don't care. And like, once again, I think Kasich I respect because of that. He says, no, I said before, I'm sticking by what I said before he won the nomination and before, I didn't have a chance. Like, this is not who America is. I'm like, thank you. It would be, I think like, would I do the same way if it was the opposite side? And I would have to, like, I could not support. And I think in any other election, I think it would be much more contentious. Like, I do think Clinton has a lot on her. I'm not saying that in any other, I saw a really interesting meme which kind of summarized it, I think, fairly well. It said, Trump is everything that's wrong with America as a culture, and Clinton is everything that's wrong with America as a political system.
Yeah.
And like, and I think when you put it that way, it makes a lot of sense. But the one is so much clearer than the other. I think, like, because you can work and you can fix the political system. By encouraging the bad facets of our culture, you're only growing it. You can't fix that.
And Hillary Clinton knows what politics are.
She's a political geek. She's a nerd at it. She knows what she's doing.
I mean, like, maybe she's corrupt and she had, like, I was gonna say maybe she works within the system. Maybe she, like, uses the system to her advantage and does all the corrupt stuff that all the politicians do.
Right.
But all politicians are slimy. Like, all of them are.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how, except Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
And even he has stuff on him, It's
yeah,
like,
but as far as consistency goes, electing Donald Trump, I hate the people who say that they're not gonna vote because they're both bad. And to me, it's just, when you look at Donald Trump and how far back he would set us, like, as a country, it's ridiculous. Like, oh my
God.
God.
Think about the monopolies that would come from a Donald Trump presidency.
Like, he would want the gay rights repealed.
Mm-hmm.
He would probably just, like, drop a nuke on the Dakota Access Pipeline protesters. He'd probably just start nuking everything.
I was gonna say, just
sad.
anyone.
Like, he didn't like a waiter in Cleveland. There's the button. Like,
yeah, for all the people who say, like, I don't know if I want a woman as president because they're so emotional.
okay, that is just sexism.
Like, it's complete sexism.
That is literal sexism.
And how do they not see the hypocrisy of Donald Trump being the most flighty, emotional, wussified, wimpy, like, whiny crybaby ever? Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
I mean, and then the fact that he is, like, the biggest sexist. Like, to say, oh, yeah, I don't want a woman as president because this, and that, but I'm not sexist, and then turn around and vote for the biggest sexist. Like,
he wants to date his daughter.
President. Yeah. Wants to do more than
creepy.
He advocated sexual assault. He's in a court case for child rape. Like,
literally,
how much more,
like, I don't know.
What else does he have to do?
I don't think there's
literally
anything.
have to shoot someone?
I think if he said...
Are you all waiting for that?
If it's a black person, he has the KKK on his team. They'd probably be all for it. So,
Oh my gosh. I just read that on Snapchat about the whole
the KKK supports him. Yeah.
So part of me was like, okay, the KKK knows that them supporting him will, like, hurt his campaign.
No, it didn't, though.
Yeah.
But, like, do they not understand that, like, whoever they go and say they support will more likely hurt their campaign than help it?
Yeah.
Except with Donald Trump. Because nobody cares. We also, the Cleveland Police Union, the Cleveland Police Fraternity supports Donald Trump, which isn't surprising at all to me. So.
And the thing is, like, I think if he said the N-word, I think it would get glossed over. They'd say, like, well, we can use it now too. I think if he admitted to murder, I think they'd say, like, we all have our sins in the past.
Well,
I think that at this point, they would give any excuse.
Literally, because when you try and talk to somebody who supports Trump, or at least in my experience, talking to people who I know, there are a few of them, who support Trump, it's either, they either have to explain what he meant for you, because it wasn't the way you're understanding it, or your source is biased because the media is against him.
Yeah. I haven't heard one... Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
That's just what they say, you know.
I haven't heard one Trump supporter not mention Hillary in their actual argument for why they want to vote for him. Like...
Yeah, the anti-Hillarys are the biggest... I don't know if they're... It's like... It's like people are voting for one person because they hate the other person more, not because they like that person.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a team attitude. My team is... I'm going to stick by my team no matter what, even if we go crashing down into the gutter.
Indians! Browns!
Ohio against the world.
Let's take 1 second to clear our minds and not think about the election for 1 second. We're going to think about our sponsor. Our wonderful sponsor.
We're going to meditate on our sponsor.
Have either of you ever not been able to see something with your eyeballs?
Huh?
I can't see through the wall.
Would you ever consider getting glasses?
Yes. I do need some new glasses, too.
Well, have you considered Warby Parker? For you, the listeners of the Can You Not podcast, Warby Parker is offering a free 5-day home try-on to give you the opportunity to check out their glasses. Now, let me explain how this works. What they do, it's an entirely online-based company. And what you do is you pick out 5 pairs of glasses online, given this deal, and they send them to your house, and you get to try them all on and then send them back. And you decide which one you want. Because, you know, you can try to, like, Photoshop a picture of these glasses or whatever. It's not going to be the same. You want to try them on. You want to Snapchat all your friends and show them off and ask them which ones they like the best. And one thing I like about them is that most of the glasses companies in the world are run under one big umbrella company called Luxottica. And they essentially, no matter, even if there's like multiple brands shown, most of them are owned by the same company. It's I don't know how it's not classified as a monopoly. It may even be. Warby Parker, though, they are independent. They are not reliant upon Luxottica, and they are entirely self-built from themselves. They design their glasses in-house, and they specialize in a lot of like retro kind of looks with their glasses and stuff. But they have all kinds of really cool, trendy glasses for very, very cheap prices. So, if you guys would like to update your glasses,
and girls.
I'm sorry, yeah. You know, I use guys very like gender neutral. I don't know if that's...
It's fine, Joe.
Yeah. People. I like using folks. I think folks is a fun one. So if you folks would like to consider getting some schmancy new glasses for a low price at very low effort, go to warbyparkertrial.com/canyouNot, and that's WARBY, Warby Parker, PARKER, trial.com/canyouNot. 5 pairs, 5 days, 100% free.
I just had this image in my head of you not being able to see, trying to Photoshop pairs of glasses onto a picture of you to see if they look good. And it's really, really funny. It's like, Joe, that's a picture of a dog. What are you doing?
Oh, I thought it was Mr. Peanut Butter.
That was me. I just, in general, we're just going to talk about the election some more, but my topic, I guess, was how the polarization of everything is ruining everything.
So you're talking about the Polar Express?
No. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Okay, so what I mean is that we have gotten to the point where we are all so steadfast in our opinions that we will not even consider the arguments and the opinions of others. And the reason why I thought of this today is because I read an article, and it was about how students at Yale University were mad about something, and they were triggered and they were upset. Oh, it was like this professor made a fake Twitter account to use as like an experiment to see what would happen, and he made it like a deplorable Twitter account and started voicing, I think they're fake opinions, and then seeing how things played out just like by interacting with other people on Yale. And he was actually told he has to go, or I guess they asked, quote unquote, they asked him to go on a paid leave because they were worried for his health because he was tweeting these opinions, and it like triggered students so bad and they were freaking out, and he was accused of like bringing up their PTSD and all that stuff that I see a lot. And so my response to that article is that the far left is just as bad as the far right. And I feel like that's a thing that we need to keep in mind when we're interacting with either side of the political spectrum, because we need to listen to each other. Because once you get so far on either side that you can't have a conversation, like these Yale students couldn't have a conversation with this fake Twitter account about why they believed what they believed. They just got mad at it and yelled at it. By doing that, we are shutting out a lot of things. And by doing that on a college campus where we're telling a professor you shouldn't be able to voice these opinions, that's shutting out a whole side of the argument educationally. And I feel like we do that whenever we have conversations about politics. Yeah. Because people on the Trump side say Hillary is terrible, and people who support Hillary is terrible. And then people on the Hillary side say all Trump supporters are morons, and Trump is terrifying. Trump is terrifying. But that doesn't mean I'm not going... I won't have a conversation about it if there's a conversation to be had. So... polarization's bad. Yeah.
I agree. And even though I think you summarized it, I find Trump deplorable, but I don't necessarily think that every person who follows him is, And when we say Trump supporters, I'm just talking about the people who, when...
The people who support Trump?
Yeah. So, I don't want to necessarily categorize everyone into the same basket. It's just hard to of deplorables, yeah. But it's hard not to when his things are so extreme. You can say, yeah, every Trump supporter is not racist, every Trump supporter is not sexist or homophobic, but it becomes very hard not to generalize those things when that's his main pitching points, But I do know some people who are voting for Trump who I've tried to talk to and stuff like that just to get their opinion and stuff. And I don't think the people... first of all, I don't think a lot of people even realize they might have, racist or sexist tendencies. I don't think they're going man, women are stupid, and I really want to stick it to women by this vote. I think...
Except the ones who say that she can't be in office because women are too emotional.
Right. Which, I've heard people even say, well, what if she has her period? It's do you know she's in her late 60s?
But she can just hold her bladder. If she can just go to the bathroom. She doesn't really need a tampon.
She has her period.
Yeah. Every female has her period. Unless she's on good birth control, and then she doesn't anymore.
Hillary Clinton is having her period.
She's been fertile for a really long time. Go her. Maybe. Actually, that sounds terrible, and I'd be really sorry for her.
But here's the thing. I just think that what people see in Trump that they want so bad is someone who is promising them things, who feels like they're speaking to them. And so I think that's the more general average thing I get, rather than every single one is blatantly sexist and stuff. It's just that these people want so badly to hold on to something that they feel like they're losing now, right? Which is their privilege or their comfortable lifestyle, Right. And I think some of it also comes down to they see someone who's sticking it to the system and they admire that.
In some way. It's not even that, I mean, sticking it to the system, but for his benefit, not for the benefit of America.
Right.
But as far as, like you said, you don't see every Trump supporter as one thing or as every Hillary supporter as another thing. It's kind of like with this whole not all cops are bad thing. Obviously, not all cops go out. The majority of cops do not go out looking to shoot a black man every day. The majority do not. But it's hard to not want to fight against all cops when the majority of cops don't speak out and say, hey, that cop did something wrong. Or they don't go out and, or, you know, they don't support the people they're supposed to protect. Ever. It's like a blue lives versus everyone else, you know? And it goes hand in hand with the Trump supporters. Like, you're not all bad people, but it's hard for me to not dislike you or want to argue with you or fight against you when you say you're supporting someone who will go, oh yeah, I can grab him right by the pussy, or we're going to get rid of all the Muslims. We're going to build a wall and kick all the Mexicans out. Like, how? And you're okay with that. Not only are you okay with that, but you defend those statements.
Yeah.
And then you will go vote for this person to be the leader of all of us.
Yeah.
That includes the Muslims. That includes the women. That includes the different other minorities. You know, like,
wouldn't it be funny if they elected him president of only the guys and like the rest of the like,
you are president of white men.
Well, I saw
upper class white men.
I saw a very terrifying graphic where they said if the election was held today, based upon all the polls that we have, if they divided it into those categories, and if
I've seen that.
And if
it's the black woman saving us.
Yeah, and if it was like white guys voting.
If it were white
80%
people
of the country, and then if it was
white people voting, and then the black ladies are over here like holding down the blue. It's like God, what would we do without you?
It's like if it was women, it would be Hillary. If it was black women, even more so Hillary.
I thought white women was still Trump.
I think it was like half and half. It was pretty close.
But something I wanted to say really fast is that I feel like a big problem is I read an article. I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically just like a short, like 2-week biography of this Trump supporting woman, and the reason she is voting for Trump is because she lives in a really poor area and everybody is really poor and there are lots of alcoholics and there are drug problems.
I think I read this.
Probably. I've shared it a lot because I think it's a great article, but she wants it to change and she hasn't seen it change through the Obama administration. So she blames the Obama administration for not fixing her really bad little town. And I don't say bad to mean that the town, just the condition that it's in. Like, nobody's fixing it, and she's been looking for somebody to fix it because the Obamas didn't fix it or fix the problem that she perceives. She's looking to Trump to fix these things because he is saying that he will, and he's doing it in a way that is convincing, like psychologically, propaganda, all that stuff. It is extreme, I agree with you, but I think that the reason a lot of people, and I'm not defending him, I don't think it's right, but I think a lot of people who are voting for him are in this situation where they really very desperately want things to change, and all they see is like, okay, well now I'm going to have to pay for health insurance because Obama made me. Meanwhile, my city is still garbage and I still can't find a job and all this stuff. So I think that's the place where a lot of these people are coming from.
And I think a lot of people are pointing their anger in the wrong direction too. A lot of those people that you're talking about, because Obama can't, like, he's not Superman. He's not going to fly in with his red cape and fix your little town when he's busy fixing America. You know what I mean?
And especially since I feel like a lot of the problems that cause that kind of city aren't necessarily from the Democrats. You know, like, there are a lot of things going into play.
Right. And that's, people don't understand, if you don't go vote, that affects your local, your state, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Everything. It's not just about who's the president. It's about what laws are going to be passed in your city, what laws are going to be passed in your state, who is going to be your state representative? Who's going to be, you know?
Yeah.
Who's your judge? Who is your prosecutor?
Who's your daddy?
Stop it. Stop it. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, I agree. I think even if you don't feel one way or the other about the presidency, vote for your state and local officials, because that's really important. Those people probably affect your life even more so. If you're talking about like, well, this person doesn't affect my life, these people do. These people who are making these local decisions are. So please, at least vote for your local state.
And if you have problems researching them, you can do this, probably not anymore this year, but you can get a mail-in ballot, and you could do what I did and spend a week and a half researching a couple of them every day. For example, one of the judges who let one of the cops who shot a black person go, I did not vote for him for this coming term. You know, little things, guys and girls. You know,
folks,
friends,
listeners.
It's useful.
Absolutely,
You can make a difference.
Another thing, I have a lot more respect for people that say they are going to go vote for Trump than people that are saying they are not going to go vote. Because someone who is saying they are going to go put in a vote for Trump is a person that is willing to take out that, 10 minutes of their lives to go support something they believe in.
Yeah.
You believe in something, support it.
Yeah.
People are going to be complaining if Trump wins, but if you didn't go out and vote, then it's not, I mean,
You're worse.
You're worse, yeah. You're
You're worse than the person who voted against you. I don't know where I was going with that.
And for all those people who are like, oh, Gary Johnson.
Jerry Johnson.
Look them up too, because they are not as airtight as you think they are, and I'm sorry, they have no chance of winning. I know you can give me all these statistics and stuff, but believe me, I've read everything I can. They don't have a chance of winning. You're wasting.
I respect you more if you vote for a third party than I do if you don't go out and vote.
Same here. If your choice is don't vote or vote for a third party, then please vote for a third party.
Go vote.
But man, listen and really, really look at what their policies are saying, because I think half the things you think, they don't actually think.
And also, Gary Johnson fell out of a chair pretending to have a heart attack while they were talking about marijuana causing heart attacks.
The dude's very weird.
No, dude, that's the only good thing he's done so far. That was hilarious. Okay.
Anyway, if you'd like to listen to more episodes, check us out on soundcloud.com/CYN podcast. Go on iTunes. You can find us on there. Give us a rating and we'll read it on the air. You can find us on a lot of your favorite podcasting apps. We're on Facebook. We're on the Twitter. If you would like to submit any topic ideas or any feedback, email us at canyouNotPodcast@gmail.com. All you butthurt Trump supporters. Email us about.
Send me your message directly.
All the sad Gary Johnson supporters.
Talk about how Hillary Clinton is paying us off so that we are trying to,
Dude,
convince her.
I wish Hillary Clinton was paying us off. I need the money.
That'd be great. Actually, President Hillary Clinton. I think we can safely say, President Hillary Clinton, will you pay us now?
Please. Super play.
Then again, I'm not going to assume that she's going to be president, because we can't go in assuming. Like I said, I feel like...
Go vote.
Yeah. It's not over till it's over.
Go vote, please.
Please don't make this an ironic episode that we play back and go, we were so convinced that she would win.
Go vote.
I'm going to vote.
And for people who aren't going to vote, can you not? Wait, can you not?
Can you not?
Can you not vote?
Can you not vote?
Can you?
Okay.
We were all waiting. Well played.